I'm really excited about today's episode.
Yep.
So one thing that we get asked all the time, especially because we're at events, we're at weddings,
is why is Reg so dramatic? That's what we're going to talk about today. You are.
I am not.
Yes, you are. Literally everyone here knows it too.
No one is here.
I could text everyone we know and they would be like, oh my God, yeah, he's the most dramatic person I know.
One person thinks I'm dramatic.
Well, anyways.
We're your hosts, Reg and Kala, photographers, educators, and parents who believe you don't have to follow the rules to create a thriving business and a life that you love. Here's the truth. You have the freedom to create a business that fuels your life, not one that drains it. To break away from the traditional grind, step fully into your purpose, and build something that gives you freedom in your work, your home, and your family.
Whether you're just stepping into your calling, scaling your business, or juggling parenthood, we get it. Maybe you're just trying to figure out how to make your dream work. Either way, you're in the right place. We're here to give you the real, unfiltered conversations about building a creative business, balancing life and work, and the hard-learned lessons we wish we knew sooner. We're not just here to talk, we're here to equip, encourage, challenge, and guide the next generation of creative entrepreneurs who are ready for the freedom to create something meaningful.
We're talking about drama today.
We're talking about drama.
Fits.
It makes sense that you're here.
Reg loves drama.
I do like drama though.
He is the drama.
I love like Instagram or Facebook drama when people are arguing in the comments. I can stay on that forever.
Yeah. Especially when you're in the bathroom. We don't know if we'll ever see you again whenever you go in there.
But we always get asked about, oh man, I bet you know the best stories, or you probably see some wild stuff or whatever. And
we have a couple of our own, but we also have a few from y'all. So
yeah, we asked on Instagram. Y'all responded in the stories about some of your wild stories that have happened at weddings. Are all of them weddings?
Yes, it was wildest wedding stories.
Okay,
is
cool.
kind of what the theme was. So
Cool.
we definitely got some
So
wild
we're just going to kind of
ones.
react to what we think and maybe give our thoughts and opinions on what happened.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to start with our personal wild wedding stories, or do you want to go through these?
No,
and then,
I think we should
okay.
go through these first.
We'll go through these first. Okay. All right. So
The first one.
So this couple did a unity beer for their unity ceremony. They said, not sand, not a candle. We're drinking a PBR in the middle of the ceremony.
I don't want to know if this is somebody that we know or not, but
It is. Which is incredible.
Did we
Thank
shoot
you
this wedding?
No.
They were like, praise hell, praise Dale. And there's Stone Cold Steve Austin that busted on both.
They got married in the spring because that's racing season, right?
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
what was going on.
Yeah.
It was actually a NASCAR themed wedding.
Yeah.
Now that I'm reading, I'm just kidding. Okay.
No, that is pretty sweet though. Did they share the beer or did they both have one?
Yeah, I
And
would say they just
yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
and then
you know how you do
chug. Yep.
the arm thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. It could have been like a Stella or something like.
Oh yeah, the
Kinda
champagne
classy.
of beers.
Yeah, maybe it was that. Is that even any better?
I mean,
To
Maybe,
each their own.
yeah.
To each their own.
Okay.
We planted a tree, so we should have just shotgunned a beer. I don't know what we were thinking. Okay.
the tree lasted about as long as the beer would have.
We planted the tree, brought it home, didn't do a thing with it.
We didn't even take it home.
left.
My parents took it to our house.
Yeah.
We went on our honeymoon and we came back, it was dead.
Yeah. So our unity ceremony died. And maybe a
It,
beer
ma-
would've
it,
lasted
it didn't
longer.
even make it a week. Do you realize that?
Well, we
We
did.
were only
so
gone for 6
it's fine.
days.
It's fine. Unity ceremony, schmunity ceremony. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so this gal said the bride stood on a fire ant hill during her wedding vows. That was definitely here because fire ants are notorious here. I hate them.
Yeah.
They're worse here than anywhere else in the world, I
And
guarantee.
You know the thing about that is she couldn't even knock them off of herself,
No.
probably because of how wedding dresses are.
Oh my gosh, they probably like in each
And
layer and
yes.
like bite you for. They probably bit her all night. Honestly,
sure
they're
they
probably
did.
just like hideaways in there. And
Do you know how fast I would have been naked?
oh my.
Like, I would have ruined that dress to
Oh.
get out of it.
Run away, Brad. Run away, Brad.
I mean,
Oh.
because that's awful. Like, because you don't realize One of them don't bite you until there's like 12 of them on you.
Yeah, and then the aftermath of it where you're itching for like days to have
yeah,
multiple like everywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. She said she had Benadryl for her friend, so that's nice. Keep the Benadryls in your purse. Okay, this wedding planner said that the bridesmaid's son set the bathroom trash can on fire. Okay. That's arson.
How old was he?
I don't
Does it say
know.
that?
God, I should have asked. No, it doesn't say. I'm assuming old enough to learn how to flick a light or light a match. What is that, like 8? What?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking like,
To set the trash can on fire at
What?
somebody's wedding.
what if it wasn't just the trash can? You about just costed your mom $2 million.
What if it would have caught the toilet paper towels thing in the bathroom and the whole thing just...
Yeah.
Oh my
It
goodness.
goes from a roll of toilet paper that's like burning to the drywall to the ceiling to the house or whatever they're in, the venue.
Oh my gosh.
That was almost a very expensive mistake. And this is why most venues now don't allow for open candles.
Open flame policy
Yeah.
is a no. Yep.
Yeah, that reason right there.
Okay, this girl said 6 women wore white to my wedding, and I asked half of them not to ahead of time. For somebody,
I thought that's just like everybody
isn't that
knows.
like an unspoken rule? You do not do that.
I mean, that's not even like a new rule. That's not like a
Yeah,
that's not like a
well,
Gen Z rule. Like I'm pretty
a
sure
Gen Z rule.
pretty sure boomers didn't wear white to each other's
No, that's like a
weddings, too.
very unspoken rule. You do not wear white to someone else's wedding. Unless it's like she requested it because she wore a black dress or like something like that. But they would tell you ahead of time. But she said she specifically asked them not to, and they did. They would have been escorted out.
I mean, good Lord. I mean, I do think that kind of speaks to their character, though, because
Yeah, like come on, somebody's wedding day.
the only color that you can't wear other than white is red.
Yeah. Don't show up in a red.
Because red, like, upstages, it's a very upstaging color.
Yeah. Respect the bride.
And if you're the mother of the bride, you probably don't want to wear black.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. The elderly man falling and nearly knocking over the wedding cake.
But he did knock it over.
But he didn't knock it
He
over.
nearly knocked it
He
over.
fell into the cake
Nearly
table,
headless.
but he didn't knock over the cake. So that cake must have been a very durable cake or a durable table.
But the old man was durable.
Oh. Okay, this girl said it took 9 months to get my wedding photos. You could have had a baby in that time.
That happens a lot, though.
Oh my gosh. Why?
I mean, like, I was talking to a woman last week, and she said it took her almost a year to get hers.
Oh my gosh. That just,
I really don't understand
it makes
that.
me so sad. You do not need that long. Just
No,
do it.
you don't need that long,
You don't need
first of all.
long.
But second of all, like, after you're past that 6-month mark, you've ruined whatever reputation you have with those people.
Well, especially if it's in your contract and like they have the expectation. If your
Yeah,
contract
but
says
most photographers don't put it in their contract to just protect themselves, because most photographers will protect themselves and not their client.
yeah. So put that in your contracts if you haven't, so that on the backside the expectations
It
can
also
be met
holds you
easily.
accountable too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people start businesses because they're tired of working for someone, just to realize that now they have the worst boss ever because they're their own boss.
They're their own boss. Yeah.
And they have to go do all these things that they may or may not want to do, right? And that's one of them. Deliver on time.
Deliver on time.
You're not even 2 days late, right?
Come
I mean,
on.
if you're at
9
9
months.
months,
There's no excuse. That's crazy.
I mean, we did shoot at that one venue a while back, and remember, they had still had, her daughter had still not got their wedding pictures back.
Yeah.
Um,
It had been like 6 months or something like that. But they couldn't get a hold of the photographer after the wedding.
Yeah.
Which was even more crazy.
yeah.
And so they were waiting and like,
Yep.
oh my goodness.
Yep.
Don't do that to your people.
Nope.
Okay. This girl says, oh my gosh, the photographer told in her story on the day that her boyfriend is going to propose during the shoot. It ruined the surprise proposal for her.
Wait a minute. Let me get that right. So the photographer told in her story. Oh, in her stories on Instagram.
Yes,
So she follows the photographer.
Yep.
The photographer posted, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to go take pictures of this proposal today."
And the girl saw it because it was of her boyfriend.
You know, there's some things you just keep your mouth shut about until it's done.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you could legitimately post that the day after.
Oh my God.
It's just like you don't take behind the scenes of bridals and post that before the wedding day.
Yeah, you don't do that. Don't do that. If you really want to make your bride a wreck, that'll do it.
That sucks.
I don't know. Oh, it's nauseating. Okay, this wedding planner said the photographer left exactly at 10 p.m., stating that her time was up, even though the bride and groom were 5 minutes from doing their exit and guests were already lined up and everything. So she's like,
I would hate
it's
to
10,
think.
peace out. Like, she was done. She just left.
I would hate to think that my time is so much more important than somebody else's. I can't give them 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Like, I get it. It's a long day, but like.
But it's also their wedding day, and they're
Yeah.
never going to do this again. And
Yeah.
if they planned for you to be there 10, they probably planned for you to be there for the exit.
If
And if it's
an hour. I
yeah,
get it.
no,
If it's
I get
5
that.
minutes, stay.
She said everybody's lined up.
Yeah, you know what was going on. Oh.
So it's not like they were like, oh, I wonder, this is going to take forever. They're never going to come down here. I need to go ahead and leave. No, this is
Yeah, this hurts.
No, that was almost like out of spite, honestly, is kind of what it sounded like. And you know what we do? I don't punch a clock when I get to a wedding. I'm not like, all right, it's 2 p.m.
You got something else to do later.
Right. And then I'm going to punch out at 2:05. Like, I mean, obviously don't get taken advantage of, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've been there 15, 20 minutes after before.
Oh yeah, we certainly have. Just to get the exit. I mean, they're having fun. They don't know what time it is. Just, do your job. Do what you gotta do. This girl said that her photographer called her the wrong name throughout her engagements, bridals, and wedding day. That's 3 different shoots.
What?
That you could have learned this girl's name. Yes.
Does she have a difficult name? Is her name on there?
Hannah. Hannah is her name. If you're a Hannah, you better watch.
I mean, I would have loved to have known what she called her. That would have been even better. But like, yeah.
What would you call somebody Hannah that's not close? Hannah's just, it's like,
Unless it was like Savannah.
maybe, but even still.
But I would, like, if it was that close, I would think she would have been like, no, it's Savannah. I mean, I don't know.
Did she call her Hannah Montana?
That would have been hilarious.
She didn't call her Hannah, she called her Hannah Montana the whole time. No, just kidding. Oh
But
my gosh.
I don't know. And like, also, a little bit of that's on her. Was everything filled out? Like, did they have like...
I don't know. I don't have any of that.
I mean,
but
I'm also the type of person, I don't want people to feel weird about things like that, because if a photographer found out later that wasn't her name, she would feel like crap.
yeah. What do you put on the gallery?
Yeah,
the wrong
exactly.
name? Like, would
Right.
you not be like, hey,
Yeah,
my name's wrong on the
Yeah.
gallery?
I'm actually Sabrina or whatever.
Yeah. Especially
So-
after the first shoot.
Yeah, I mean, even if she's called me by the wrong name like 4 or 5 times, I mean, people call me by the wrong name a lot.
Yeah, they do.
And-
they call you Peggy.
Well, they do that too.
Oh, and Reg.
Yeah, I get
You
called.
get Reg a
I
lot.
get called Reg a ton, and I'll literally be like, "Hey, just so you know, it's pronounced Reg," because I don't want someone else to be like, "You've been calling him Reg? What a moron!" Like that would be just, and like for
You
me
are.
to hear them do that,
Yeah,
it's like one of those things. Like if they can fix it in 10 seconds, tell them.
yeah. Absolutely.
Because like I don't know, like why not?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like photographers should know your name before they get there.
Before they get there.
Like that's a part of our homework. That's part of our job.
Yeah.
It's a part of the client experience. For whenever you show up, I already know your name.
Right.
Or if it's family, I know your kid's name. Or if it's a wedding, I know your bridal party's name.
And if it's a pronunciation thing, like I don't know if it was a pronunciation thing and like she spelled it right but like wasn't saying it right, maybe like you can get rid of that too, because I get that a lot. I get Kala a lot.
Yeah.
You get Reg a lot, which is
Yeah.
hilarious. But yeah, just correct them
Yeah.
and be like, hey,
Yeah.
But anyways, okay.
Or maybe like introduce yourself too when you first get there. If you have a weird name, Hannah's not a weird name, obviously. But
Yeah.
just like,
Introduce yourself with your name being pronounced.
like I'll normally say my name just in case they're wondering what my name is.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now personal story time. What are some of
our favorite, like,
Yeah.
can't believe that happened.
Yeah, let me think.
Let you think. I already know. I mean, you don't know what the crazy stuff that's happened?
Yes, there's a couple.
I mean, one that comes to mind is Liz and Brandon. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean.
Or a crazy one, not a good one. But it was good for us.
I mean, a couple. I can't even remember when they got married. Was it 2018?
2018, right?
No, it was 2019.
19, yeah.
So 2019, we get a call on a Wednesday, and the planner is like, "Hey, don't know if y'all are still available, but I have a wedding on Friday, and their photographer just quit on me."
In October
Yeah.
of 2019.
Yeah.
So y'all know how crazy October was.
Yeah. And legit, like we just had that Friday available. We weren't traveling or shooting on that day, and we went and shot it. But legit, their photographer just quit, just didn't show up to their wedding, and I can't imagine how that felt, like being felt.
In your fieldings. I feel it.
Yeah, felt being on their side for like, however long, you do all this planning, and weddings are, there's a lot of moving parts, and then someone that's very important because of photographers in general, like we're the only thing that you get to take back from your wedding day is what we create, right? So, and just to know that that's gone, and now you don't know who you're getting.
Well, that was like a third party situation too, right? So like these third party companies don't have as great of a relation, like the closest relationship to these clients, like what we do, because we are super invested in our couples. And to these particular companies, a lot of times it's just like, oh, we're available. They send the contract, they have hardly any communication, and then it's, turn and burn basically. Yeah. So if they don't show up, what have they got to lose?
Yeah, I mean, I want to know your dog's name.
Yeah. We love dogs.
But yeah, so I mean, Liz and Brandon, that was a crazy story for them to just have all that just thrown at them 2 days before their wedding.
Yeah. But they were so meant to be ours. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were.
Things that have happened since their wedding
100%.
day. Like, we love them so much. They are a staple of our career.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yep, definitely. I felt like that was just a turning point in our business too. Yeah. Like it just was supposed to happen. Yeah. And then another one in August of last year, I get a call from one of our planner friends, and she's like, "Hey, are you or anybody on your team available Saturday?" And I was like,
it was like Thursday.
Yeah.
Weren't we at the aquarium?
No, it was like Tuesday.
Oh, yeah,
Thursday. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll be available. What's wrong? And she's like, we haven't heard from the photographer. And the last time that she had any contact was in March, and that was an automated email. It wasn't even her. And we can't get in touch with her. We've been trying for like 2 weeks. She hasn't responded. We're worried she's not going to show up. And I was like, okay, yeah, send me the timeline. We can take care of whatever, whenever. I'll be there. And it was going to be a wedding I was going to have to travel for. It was like 6 hours from us, but it's like whatever, right? Like, yeah, it's their wedding. They're only going to celebrate. They're only going to have this wedding one time. Yeah. Like,
we don't even know them, and we're ride or dies.
Yeah, for real. But I mean,
we're going.
And then the photographer ended up like coming through and showing up. And then I found out later, like the photographer slipped out. She didn't know where she went, so she didn't get any pictures of the bride and her dad at their first dance. She missed something else. I can't remember what it was.
The exit. It was the exit.
Oh yes, it was the exit.
Yeah. The end of the night.
At the end of the night. So she didn't get that in her gallery either. And it's just like, this is the product that you create. Yeah. But yet on social media, you would never have known.
On social media, you probably post sparkler pictures and first dance pictures, 100%. Right?
And like, I even know that people on our team follow them and don't know that that's the type of photographer they are. Another great story. I was on my way to shoot a proposal in downtown Raleigh, and a planner friend literally texted me and said, "Are you available?" And I was like, "Or what are you doing?" I think she said, "What are you doing?"
Like, are you available like right now?
No, I think she said, "What are you doing?" Because I was like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?"
Better than what are you wearing? I mean, depends on the planner. I was kidding.
I'm gonna tell you who it is after this.
I think I already know. I'm just kidding.
She's gonna know who this is, and that's gonna be really funny. But anyway, she's like, I keep having to track down these photographers. She literally had the wedding processional lined up to walk in and couldn't find the photographers, and they were outside. And looking at them, you would not know. They go all over. They're at all these big cities.
Paris, styled shoots, the works. Like,
yes.
It is
They are super like exotic and they do all these cool things. But yet when it matters, it's about them. It's not about the client.
Yeah.
And people can't always tell on the front side like who these people are.
Well, no, because again, you see what's on social media. You don't really have the opportunity to see behind the curtain.
Right.
And this is the stuff that happens behind the curtain.
And you're with your photographer on your wedding day more than you're with anyone. So knowing that you hit it off, if you become friends with your photographer, great thing.
Yeah.
Great thing. Because like people are going to work for their friends differently. So anyway, do you have any stories you want to share?
Yes. Okay, so a couple years ago, we were shooting a wedding, end of the night, also the exit. Why is all this stuff happening at the exit? It's the exit's problem.
It's like the crescendo of the wedding.
Oh, okay, so another exit story. So
Stop having exits and crazy stuff will stop happening.
This was even crazier than I could ever imagine. Okay, so should I start by saying it was like a New York, New Jersey couple, and it was like their friends and family? Because that kind of sets the stage, right? Everybody's like drunk, having fun. They talk very northern accent. Is that how do you say it? You say ka.
I don't know what accent you just tried to give. We just lost everyone that would ever listen to us from up north.
Let's just take that out.
All because you decided to, I don't even know what you did.
Okay, I'm at the back of the exit. You're at the front of the exit. There's like 200 people lined up for this thing.
At the tunnel.
In the tunnel. You're at the very front of the tunnel, talking to the couple, telling them what to do for this exit. And then I'm at the back. Well, I'm sitting here with the light, waiting for everybody to light their little sparklers and whatever. And all of a sudden, there's one guy over here and there's one guy over here that are just kind of like talking to each other kind of loud. I wasn't really paying attention.
You know the best part of this? I don't know if the couple knows this full story.
I don't think they do. I think they caught the tail end of what happened later, which we'll get to, but they don't know the full thing.
Yeah.
So these guys are kind of like, me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, didn't really pay attention. And then all of a sudden, I just see this dude launch from here all the way to the other side. He tackles this guy into the grass. They're fist fighting, and then all of a sudden, like 6 other guys go and jump on this guy, and they're all just like beating each other up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Meanwhile, I'm still walking with the bride and groom,
and the
shooting
couple's
them,
still coming through the
and
tunnel.
we don't even know anything's happened.
And then these people back here, they're like, nah! And then you're like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. So they get to the end of it. They walk on through. They had no idea this was even happening. These guys are over in this field fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're walking with the couple to their getaway car, acting like nothing happened. Reg doesn't even, I'm pretty sure you don't even know what's happening at this point.
I didn't know anything had happened.
I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? I just kept going, just kept taking pictures, just kept doing what I was doing. And then get them in the car, and then all of a sudden somebody like catches wind of these people like beating the heck out of each other, and they're like, where's the security? Where's the security? And then
yeah, they're like, where's the officer?
Where's the officer?
The
Yeah.
officer.
And so we're like looking around. The couple's like getting in the car. I think they kind of know what's going on at this point. They're like, what is going on?
The groom gets out at that point.
Yeah, because he was like, feeling that. And then the security guy gets out of a car that was parked in the same parking lot where they were getting in the car, and crawls out the back, is getting himself together, and is, I guess, going on his way to deal with this situation.
Yeah, he's going to work now.
He's going to work. Yep. And then
one of the guests that have been there all day, even like with the party at some point,
a lady guest gets out of the car after him in the backseat.
And what's amazing is she starts screaming at her boyfriend,
who was under the pile of men who were beating that dude up.
And she walks over there and screams at him to get in the car, and they just leave. Yeah. Like she was the first one to leave.
Yeah. She was done with this. Absolutely baffled. So that was crazy. And that, oh my gosh, that was probably one of the craziest. Cops got called. As we left, there were still cops coming to the venue. Yeah. They arrested that guy. It was crazy. And then weren't some of the guys in that, like, they were in New York Police Department?
Some of them were cops anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so that was even more crazy. So there's that. Those poor guys couldn't catch a break, even at a wedding.
Yeah,
they still had to do their job.
Yeah, so that's some of the crazy stories. If you have any other crazy stories, I would love to read about them. I love drama. Throw it into, if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at Reg and Kala Photography. Throw it into our DMs. I would love to read about it. If it's crazy enough, we'll share it on another episode.
We should do this again.
Yes.
send your stories and we'll do this again because this was fun. I like this one.
Yeah. 100%. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Whatever podcasting platform you're listening to, make sure to give us 5 stars and a follow. We are so happy that you're here. Got anything?
Nope. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, you want a dad joke? I think you should have a dad joke. You know the sad thing about parallel lines? They'll never meet. That was kind. All right, stay cup of beans here. Love you. Later.